snow on the hayfield melted off. Good morning. Getting back to some of the fairground stuff I haven't got to yet. The underground main line for this water system needs to be drained every year or it'll freeze. It's down there. I can't see nothing. It's down about 3 feet is all, which may or may not freeze. It probably will, but if I drain it out, then it won't for sure. So I got a little, one of those little garden hose pumps that goes on a drill, electric drill, and then I've got this power inverter. I bought that years ago from Harbor Freight, and it's not the most powerful one in the world. I'd like to get a better one, but it'll do something like this. It won't run I tried a bigger drill. It wouldn't run a bigger drill. It won't run like a jigsaw or something like that. It will run my little 4-inch grinder though, which is kind of handy at times. I'd like to get one of them cordless ones of those too, but they're expensive. You know, anything DeWalt or what's the other one, Milwaukee or any of those kind, they're kind of a lot of money really for what they are. The batteries are crazy expensive. I mean, battery costs more than the grinder does. Anyway, gotta do that. I gotta still roll this wheel line over against the fence where it goes, and so I'll do those things and go on from there. Quite a bit of water in one of these. The line goes all the way. Right there's the end of it. Actually, this is the last valve, but it's got a kind of a blowout on that end. And then it goes clear on over to the pump right there. So that's, I don't know if it's quite 100 yards. It's probably pretty close though. The pipe I think is 4-inch or thereabouts. So there's quite a bit of water in that. I don't know how many gallons that would be, but it's going to take a little while. So we did get those bogey wheels ordered on that side-by-side. So hopefully they'll be in before too awful long, and we can put those on and go up there and set some traps, or at least do some hunting. I don't know if I can't. I don't know what to do for sure. If I can't find any tracks or anything, you know, it's kind of pointless, but I know there's at least one back there. One is about all that I can say for sure though, and that was a month ago. So, don't know. The problem with hunting wolves is that they are so widespread. They travel, you know, they'll come through an area every 2, maybe 3 weeks, sometimes more. I've had it take about as long as a month before they come back, and in the meantime, yeah, you know, who knows where they're at. If you find tracks, if you go in there and call and hunt for them, they might be there, they might not. But if you find tracks, that kind of gives you an idea that maybe there's some there, or there was. You know, they cover ground so fast. You know, you turn your dog, or you turn your back on your dog and they're gone in no time flat. You know, if you got one that runs. A wolf, they can cover a lot of ground just overnight, and finding tracks doesn't always mean anything, but it's a little better bet than no tracks at all. So anyway, that's kind of the plan. I'm not going to give up on this, but I don't have a whole lot of time either, so I don't know. Like I was saying yesterday, it's very frustrating. It's very hard to sit back and not do something that you really want to do. But sometimes that's all you got, so give it your best try and go from there. Yeah, this thing's still pumping water. It's supposed to slope to this end, and I don't know. If it gets down to the point where I can't pump any more water out, I got a couple of jugs of antifreeze, and I'll dump a little bit in each one of these risers. I think there's 6 risers or something like that, 4 or 5 risers, and that ought to help. And there ain't enough antifreeze to hurt anything really. It'll be pumped out in the spring onto the hayfield. Hard to tell how much is in there. Still running good. Alright, finally got that water pumped out. It was so loud I couldn't use any of that. A lot of water in this. It's about, I don't know if it's quite 100 yards, probably 75 yards or so worth of, I think, 4-inch main line under the ground. It's 3 feet down. The frost line is probably less than 3 feet, or more than 3 feet, I mean. So it would probably freeze. So every year I gotta drain this, and there's no easy way to do it. There's no valve or anything that you can open or anything like that. So I've got this little pump that goes onto an electric drill, and it's a plug-in type of drill, but I have a what do you call these, a power inverter that changes the 12 volt to 110 volt, and it's not a real heavy duty one. It won't do things like run a skill saw or something like that, not even a jigsaw probably. It will do my little 4-inch grinder though, which is a big plus sometimes. A drill, lights, things like that's about all it's really good for, but it is handy. I got a little compressor that it'll actually run, surprisingly enough. Air compressor. But anyhow, today I'm trying to catch up on a few fairgrounds things. Get this buttoned up again and probably pour a little dab of antifreeze down each one of these risers. There's, I don't know, 5 or 6 of them. I need to roll the wheel line here back over here against the fence again. Then this field will be all taken care of. Put the hose away and all that good stuff. But anyway, that's kind of what I'm doing today, trying to get caught up. The driveway up to the house is fairly steep. It comes down onto the crossroad. So if you don't stop at the bottom, you're either gonna shoot across through the neighbor's fence and into the hayfield there, or into the middle of the road. And my tires, I gotta get new tires. I got some snow tires that came with this truck. I gotta have them put on, but I might try to get some knobbier ones too. Anyway, this old horse trailer I got, I've been cleaning out my trapping shed and putting all that junk into here for now until I can find a better spot for it. And anyway, I was a little bit worried about getting up that hill, and I didn't want to get halfway up and then jackknife the stupid thing, so I'm glad that it rained this morning and all of our snow is pretty much melted. There's a little bit, here and there. It's spotty, but it isn't a problem right now. So, before it snows again, figured I'd bring this trailer up here. And this thing, I got to get a different jack. I traded a pair of shaps, cowboy shaps, for this trailer. And that was years and years ago. I mean, it's not a great trailer, but it's served the purpose for, man, 15 years, 20 years, probably at least that long, maybe a little bit more. And now we don't have any horses anymore. I really don't need it. I got the one burro and, you know, the cow, but the cow is freezer bound if we're too awful long. And the burro, that little blue utility trailer, if I put sideboards on it, I could haul her around easy, and I don't really need to haul her anywhere. She's too old to be usable. She's just kind of, she's on her retirement home years. But anyway, the jack on this trailer, I never have had one. It's been missing the whole time. So you got to lift it up with a handyman to get it on and off and put it on a block of wood, and it's really kind of hard to hook up and take off. And a few years back, I've showed it before, but it's been a while, and if I can find the picture, I was going up the road to check some snares, and I'd been hauling hay, using it for that, and like I said, it's hard to get on and off, so I figured, well, I can run up the hill here and check those snares, and no big deal. That road was so icy, you couldn't stand up on it with your feet, let alone drive on it. And I'm going up the road, and I'm still in gear going up the road, and I'm going backwards. And that is the most helpless, sickening feeling, because there isn't nothing you can do. I mean, you should be going forward, and you're going backwards, and you're going faster as it goes. Plus, I got a trailer that I can't control. I can't back it up and steer it because I have no control of the truck, you know. And anyway, I watched it disappear in my mirror over the edge of the ravine, and I was thinking, oh man, this is gonna hurt. And luckily, the trailer went bonk like that into the bank down below, and my truck was still up on the road. But now I'm sideways in the middle of the road, and what do you do then? I got to get out of the road, and there's no way I can pull that trailer back up onto the road. So I got a pry bar, and I pried it off the ball, watched it bounce to the bottom of the ravine, and you know, it wasn't a real long ways, but it was bad enough. So anyway, someplace I have some pictures of that. If I can find them, I'll put them on here. But man, those icy roads around here, you got to be so dang careful. Even in four-wheel drive, that happens. And anyway, it's home. I don't have to worry about it now. I can unhook it here, and it's not worth a whole bunch, but it's worth something. I might cut it down, make a utility trailer out of it, and I might keep it. I might try to put it up for sale. I don't know. I don't need it anymore. But for now, got to get off the hitch. These jacks like this are really handy. They're a good tool. You can even use them somewhat as a winch. They're not very safe. There's a guy in town. I haven't seen him for quite a while now. I don't know if he's still here, but he's got an eye patch, and the reason why was one of these jack handles flew up and hit him in the eyeball and knocked his eye out. So you gotta be really careful with these, and they tip over easy too. Like I say, one of these days I gotta get a different jack for this trailer if I'm going to keep it. Actually, if I'm going to sell it even, I should probably do that. Harbor Freight's got them pretty cheap. I had one for a while, but it ended up, it broke too.
imagine how bad that would hurt to have that steel pipe come flipping up and whack you in the eyeball. I really don't want to have that happen. If you can keep them clean, that helps a lot. If they get gummed up, they don't work very well. I got this bag I put over the mechanical parts of this so it don't get ice and dirt on it. That helps a little bit.